All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Machapadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who were well, and salutation and much love to you, Akim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. And, the salutation as well to the men, women, and children learning in truth and sincerity. And, brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa, back with another lesson. Live lesson, Lord's will is going to be edifying to the hopeful elect. But we're just going to spirit. But we can start here in Revelation 11 and verse 12. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. All right, so this is what's coming soon. Okay, the deliverance, the great deliverance for the nation, the elect of the nation of Israel is quickly approaching, as we see World War III is brewing. All right. Any day now, they're going to make the mark of the beast mandatory. They're going to force it down people's throats. All right. Just like, it's not going to take very long, just like the whole plan, the plan scam wham, of 2020. They showed how quickly they could unroll things, through fear. Right, which is government intimidation, other words, terrorism. Okay, you go into that, it means government fear to push policy, or government intimidation to push a policy, and that's what we're gonna see again. And this time it's going to be even more strict, even more draconian, because what ultimately the World War III is brewing up. So Esau knows he has but a short time. And then at the end of all that, World War, chaos amongst the world, and death and destruction everywhere, like we just read there, the Lord's going to call up his elect. Like if brother want to grab that Matthew 24, he shall gather his elect from the four ends of the earth. So this is going to come to, that's going to be the finale. The men of the Lord and the rest of the great multitude getting delivered out of the nuclear destruction, and then the enemies beholding them, and then them eating a missile as they're seeing Lord's will we that number. As they see us go up, they're gonna see missiles coming down. Go ahead, though. You got it.
Can I start up one verse, bro?
Okay.
This is St. Matthew 24, verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall.
If I may add, Baba Ash, the scriptures say immediately at the days of tribulation.
Verse 29. Verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not going to tarry. The prophecies aren't going to continue to tarry. They're already happening, and it just like the birth pangs they're immediate. It gets to the point where they're immediate, one after another. When the birth pains of the woman, pursuant to the I think second Ezra, what is this, 15 or 16, but it talks about the birth pains, and it says that they're not slack. So when the woman watered her, her water breaks, she'll feel some pain. Then hours later, she'll feel more pain. Then the contractions, start coming. She starts going into dilation, or the box start getting dilated, as they call it. And then it gets, the contractions get closer and closer and worse and worse. So it's going to be when the Lord returns, all right, when the shit, is going through all this chaos, it's going to be immediately. Things are going to be happening quick, man. When the mark of the beast is globally mandated, and this nigga, some creepy devil comes on the television or the radio waves, whatever, he going to be telling you that the way of safety, because they're already setting the whole stage of New World Order. Creepy Joe just had a conference on that last week, but then things are just going to move super quick, It ain't gonna be years of World War III, man. Or it ain't gonna be years of hour of temptation. You know what I'm saying? Because how think about it. The hour of temptation is a time frame, but it can be for years. You know what I'm saying? There'll be no flesh to save. The Lord He gonna be delivering us, of course, but the Lord's got to come quick because the whole world's about to be tested, and only the ones that prove themselves through that hour are going to be the ones delivered, of course. But go ahead, and then we'll go back to Revelation.
Verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect.
Yep, that great sound, real quick, the great sound of the trumpet. That's what we just read in Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven. That's the trumpet. There's actually going to be a sound heard, come up hither, my people, which there's other precepts, 2 Corinthians 15, so there's plenty of examples in the scriptures of this last trump. This the last that again, it's that great voice. That, and that when you hear that great voice, everyone most likely is going to hear it. Every eye's going to see him. Every ear is going to hear that. That voice, that trump, that last trump, or the last trumpet, whatever you want to call it. The world's going to see. The world's going to know. They're going to see the elect be delivered. Our enemies. We'll go ahead, finish that off, and I'll go back to that.
St. Matthew's, finishing off verse 30, chapter 24, verse 30, it says, and he shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So throughout the world, all right, there's going to be people saved, but the majority of them are here in America, all right, Babylon. All right, that mystery Babylon, all right, the place of great judgment. All right, it's only right that the majority of the people that need to be delivered are on the worst place ever to be seen on the face of the earth. Right. That was it on that, right?
That was it, bro.
Let me go back to Revelation 11. I'll read 12 again. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud, just like Yahushua did in Acts chapter 1. It says, and their enemies beheld them. Verse 13, in the same hour, immediately, like you read earlier, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the Most High or the power of heaven. So it's going to take that same hour. The Lord's going to make a speedy riddance. So it's saying that in that same hour that the people get, the elect get ascend up into the heavens, it's going to be the same hour that the 10th part of the city fell, which is Babylon the Great. All right, Esau even got it as the zip codes 0 through 9, and then you got the FEMA, the FEMA sections, which is 10 of them. All right, so hey, that's going to be on the same hour, and a lot of people are going to die. All right, the complete number, the ones that are ordained for death here in the lake of fire, they're going to eat a missile, man. And remember, the Lord's going to open up the graves too. But let me keep reading verse 14. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And this is where we're at, man. The third woe is here. All right, the gears are grinding, so to say. The train has left the station. There ain't no stopping it now. It's a runaway train. They got a movie. I forgot what it's called. It's with Denzel Washington. Damn, I can't remember. It's pretty much about a runaway train, and they couldn't stop it. So maybe eventually they did in the movie, the hero of the movie, or whatever. But the point is, once that train gets going, uncontrollable train gets going, it starts speeding up and getting faster. You can't stop it, and that's what the train has left the station, man. They're throwing coal, I'm talking about them not ancient, but old trains. You had to throw coal, into the fire. to get the train, keep the train going. And the train, again, the angels are dumping coal into the train. You know, it's only picking up speed. It's like the snowball effect. All right. You go to the top of the mountain and you make a snowball and you roll it down the mountain. And guess what? It's gonna, as it goes down the mountain, it's gonna get bigger and it's gonna get faster. And that's where we're living right now. The prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahshua are coming faster and faster, and they're getting bigger and bigger. If that makes sense. Go ahead, though, brothers.
Hey, back you up real fast, you know, because brothers been going, the elders apostles and brothers been going to, you know, prophecy, man. Nothing can trump prophecy. Nothing can interrupt it. Nothing can stop it. Nothing can prolong. You know, everything is set, you know, to a set measure. But you go into that word woe, right? The Greek word is
G 3759.
Uai, and the word, it says alas or woe. But when you go into the word alas, it says an expression or grief, pity, or concern. It says an expression or sadness or disappointment, especially when there is no hope that a situation will change. So it's no changing. The third woe cometh quickly. This situation ain't changing. You can try to avoid the third world war, or you can hope that it doesn't happen, but you can't. Alas, the hope, no hope that the situation will change. There's no change in this. This is prophecy.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, now, because you know they said this for years ago, and you know, but it was never like this. The point to where it's at right now, where all these countries in the Middle East are about to collapse or collide against each other. Now the tensions are super high, but they used to say, "Oh, peace in the Middle East." Now they're saying that even more now. Peace in the Middle East, because now, you know, people are bumping heads. You got the pretty much really all the Arab nations. They're looking at Israel like, we got to get rid of these motherfuckers, man. Now it's time. So, you know, now it's time. Now it's time where people are going to start. You see it all over the world right now. People pro-Palestine, pro-Israel protest throughout. Well, really, the only people pro-Israel is you Americans. Okay, even the rest of the world is against that. Okay, because that's why you see all these pro-Palestine, you know, protests in all these different countries, in America included. So this place is finished. America's finished. Israel's finished. They're being exposed for the rats and imposters that they are, as we've been saying for decades, beginning with the elder apostles on down. Now it's time to bring it all out the light, and it is the Lord is making it so beautiful that they can't hide themselves. That's why they're gonna go all out, because they did the ADF or Anti-Defamation League, ADL. Man, all that's gonna come crumbling down, because nobody's gonna believe that shit anyway. What, you gonna keep suing people? Niggas ain't got nothing to pay anyway. So what? And you can't sue everybody. All these people protesting against Israel, you can't sue everybody. You can't fine everybody. The ADL, Anti-Defamation League, all that bullshit. All this Esau's is being made bare, man. The gig is up. The devil is through. His kingdom is collapsing before his own face. All right, that's why he's going to try to hide himself. Why do you think the scriptures say he's going to hide himself? Because he know that his kingdom is going to go down, but he's going to try to escape the judgments from his people. Esau Edom is going to abandon his own people and try to hide himself from the Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and that's going to fail, because that's only going to preserve him for the first fruits of slavery. He's going to be the first devils to be chained up, as this book of Psalms says. But go ahead, brothers.
Con, real quick, Romans 13:11, and says, in that, knowing the time, you know, the discerning the times we in, man. All right, you know, things are moving fast. The brother said, 2 Ezra 9, measured out the time diligently in itself. The Lord had all these things set for an appointed time. We see the basically the destruction of this monetary system, and we know before this world war kicks off, that prophecy, once again, going into prophecy, one set prophecy has to happen before this thing takes place. All right, this world war takes place. The war takes place. So we're on a brink of we're in the war. So that means the chip, the MOTV, has to be
very soon.
a lot closer, you know.
It's not going to be full escalation, but the war has already begun, whether people want to recognize it or not. Countries, that's why you take a page out of the Apostles' book. If you don't know the history, you don't know the mysteries. If you don't know the histories of World War I and World War II, how they begun, you won't understand what's going on now. You'll just think it's just, they'll get over it eventually. No, there's no going back now. Is what people fail to realize. There's no peace. There's no, nobody's going to be a mediator in the Middle East. It's all downhill from here. Of course, it's going to get a lot worse. Of course, there's not boots on the ground, so to say, American boots on the ground yet. But the war has begun. Russia has invaded people. Well, they're blaming Iran, which we know it's all bullshit. But Israel has invaded, or which because they've been. See, that's the thing. This is how we know that the Esau's in the corner. He's actually admitting to it. He said, these Israelis been blowing them people up in Palestine for decades at this point, but now they've officially, your boy Netanyahu, he's officially declared war. Okay, so that's one war in Russia, Ukraine. You got another war in the Middle East that other countries are starting to get involved into, because it's not like they're not involved yet. They're shooting missiles across the borders from Israel to Lebanon. And they're shooting missiles across the border to Syria. They're shooting missiles to the concentration camp they call Gaza Strip. They're shooting missiles to I said Syria, Lebanon. So and now apparently, supposedly, American bases in Iraq have been getting bombed by proxies, right, of Iran, according to the mainstream media, which we all know that it's all a bunch of bullshit. They're trying to get, because they've been saying this for years, man. So all of a sudden, all this shit, they declare war all of a sudden. We know where this is headed, man. This is just the catalyst. We're not saying that World War III is full blown. They're gonna send missiles next week. No, this is the beginning state. Not even the beginning. It's already begun. These are just more contractions. In other words, with the third, let's say a woman goes into labor and she starts feeling her contractions, and 5 hours later she's still feeling contractions. That don't mean the baby's about to be born, though. You know what I'm saying? So just like, the contractions, the signs are here. Like the Lord said, the end is not yet. But of course, if we would have said this in 2016, that would have been a whole different thing. But now this is 2023 and things are moving. Niggas are dying as we speak right now. Their missiles are flying. People, the troops are getting amassed in the Middle East. China, Russia, America, they're all sending troops and ships out there into that region. So if you can't see what's going on, then you're not watching the times and you're not being circumspect and looking at things with a spiritual eye. Because even regular retards out here in America, they're scared of what's going on right now. Because they know this is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. This is it. It's only, again, I'm not saying it's going to come tomorrow, because we're still waiting on the chip to be globally mandated, because the chip's already here. It's not like we're waiting on some trial run. Scientists got to make it. It's already here. There's people buying and selling as we speak with the very mark of the beast. However, things are going to get very expedited when they bring in this their narrative. Edom brings in his narrative here in America, right? Because you got to remember, all those things are going down in the Middle East, beautiful. But remember, the main stage is America, okay? So when you see America doing things and get involved, then that's when you're like, all right, this is it. So when you start seeing niggas get drafted off, know that most likely there's gonna be chips in the vicinity. You know what I'm saying? So things are gonna get very hectic very soon. And people, we prayed to the Lord that He's bring the speedy riddance of these damn devils and everybody that want to be joined hand in hand with Him. And that goes to all the other nations. Pursuing Psalms 83, they wanted to be confederate with Him. Well, now, just because you found out that he bullshitted you this whole time, it's too late. Now you got to go down with the devil. Go ahead, brothers.
I got a quick preset to pretty much back you up. As you're going into, these things are speeding up, and it's all according to prophecy. All right, this is 2 Ezra 4, and right to the point, verse 37. By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times. And he do not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. All right, so the things that's happening out there in the Middle East, the fact that Brother Ashok speeding up, all right, is what? Meanwhile, here in Babylon the Great, okay, you still have the movement of the MOTB, man. All right, so everything is working in this fashion for Yahweh Shai to ultimately establish, all right, the sea hill, you know, to mandate it, man. In the World War III, okay, Jacob's trouble, insurrection, sedition, all right, and so much more, famines, pestilence, and everything is being made up in these last days and speeding up, man. Okay, for the salvation of the elect.
And it's only going to take a false flag or a real flag, whatever that people dying here in America. You know, false flag is a term people use to say that it's a psyop or it's a setup event. But regardless whether it's a psyop or not, people are going to die. All right, 9/11 was a psyop. Guess what? People died. Esau don't give a shit. He'll kill his own people if you have to get his agenda across. So when these things start to happen, man, you people are in for a rude awakening. And what are you going to do? What, not Lord's will, not us. What are the people going to do? They're going to go to Egypt for help. And in Egypt going to have a foot up your ass when you come to get help. It's going to be his way or the highway. And that may mean death. That's what we're warning you about, man. So you see, this is going on. COVID don't even exist anymore. When's the last time you heard COVID mentioned in the news? It's been weeks. Shit, weeks. So this is all a fucking joke, man. But the only one's gonna end up laughing at the end is us. As the scriptures say, you shall laugh at destruction. You know, you shall laugh at death. You know, we're gonna be laughing at you people because we trusting in Yahweh Shema Shai. We're telling you what we've been telling you about World War III. People thought we were crazy. We told them about the Russian ICBMs. They thought we was stupid. And now we told them about Iran, and people thought we were morons. Now look at what's going on all around the world, and nobody got nothing to say. They walk by the camp with their tail tucked between their legs, unless they got some, spirit hops on them, But for the most part, people don't even want to engage in reality because they want to keep living their bullshit lives, and that's why the scriptures say they're gonna seek peace and safety. And then sudden destruction is going to look. People right now, it's not affecting these Americans yet, full fledged. Right, the wars that are going on overseas. Very soon, it's going to affect them, and they're going to want a way out. And it's going to cause sedition, or uprising, civil unrest, whatever you want to call it. And then people are going to want a way out. And you best believe the nigga that created the problem will be there with the way out. And it'll be a chip. You don't have to die. Just take this chip. We need to be able to identify, make sure you're not a terrorist. We need to be able to make sure you got those things in you. We need to be able to make sure you say who you are. You know what I'm saying? So the digital ID, like we did a video earlier this week about the mark, it's all roads lead to the mark of the beast at the end of the day. All roads lead to that. And what we know what comes soon after that, the return of the Lord and total annihilation of America. Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
I got a quick precept for you, Job 5:20. In famine, verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Back you up. Hey, we're not going to be afraid, all right? And at the end of the day, at destruction and famine, we're going to laugh because the Lord has put it on our tongue to prophesy these things, man. So when they come, the Lord is going to be with us. So I said, Isaiah 65:13. We don't have to worry about how we're going to get through that. If we're part of the elect, the Lord is going to be with us, all right? At the end of the day, the Lord is with our tongue, and he's going to make our tongue cleave to the roof, all right? When all these prophecies start to blast out on you, Jakes, man. All right, you actually see that Esau, Edom is a sword of the Lord, and the whole time that the prophet's out there in the corner, all right, we're not out there, man. It's a famine of the word now. There's an actual famine, all right, and it's great persecution, okay? Brother's got it.
I got a quick.
Go ahead.
quick precept, Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation, as you opened up with Revelation 11.
Mhm.
All right, for now is our salvation. It's like in Romans 13:11. Yeah, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe, man. All right, so you know, as I say, many righteous men and prophets have desired to see these things. You know, Acts the first chapter, without them restore the kingdom unto Israel. Well, you know, this is the closest we've ever been. All right, to the salvation, to the kingdom of Israel. All right, this is the last leg of the Roman Empire. Okay, so our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. The third woe. You know, our forefathers waited on this exact moment that we're now playing out right now. All right, when John wrote these things, when he saw these things, as the brother opened up Revelation, he saw these things, and these things were for. Now we're living them. All right,
Yep.
in real time. You know, the third woe. He was thousands of years away from the third woe, from the first woe, from the second.
Even from the first one. Yep.
Exactly. Yep.
Because they really all three woes have come in from really just over 100 years. For the first one began at what 1914 around there, and now it's 2023. So just over 100 years, 3 world wars have come under the rulership of the devil. So if that nigga, if that itself don't prove who the devil is, then nothing will. If you can't see that the devil has been ruling the earth since 1900, we'll just say, just go back 100 years to the 1900s, right? Obviously, it was Edomites ruling, right? The colonialism, the British was ruling mainly. America was expanding, okay, and then it got to a point. World War I happened. America came in, saved the day. Boom. They was hella money was owed onto them. World War II came. Boom. Even more money came to America. Here we are, World War III. The beginning stages of World War III, and it is still the same fucking corporate. So you would have to think after 1 or 2 times, you would start to think, all right, well, something's got to be up with management here. I hire the same person. Let's put it like in a business prospect. I make a business, right? And I hire the manager, and he brings his staff with him. You know, he hires the staff. I hire the manager. He hires everybody else. The first business fails. I'm like, all right, maybe it was a location, whatever. We'll open up another one. I hire him again. He hires the same staff again. It fails again. The third time comes around, I'd have to be a fucking moron to hire him again. And then here it is. I hire him again the third time with the same staff. What do you think is going to be the outcome? The same outcome from the first and second time. So this devil is clearly the problem. And if it wasn't the Chinese people, it wasn't people in India, okay? It wasn't people in Botswana or Zimbabwe. It wasn't people in South America. Hell, it wasn't Day and Bonquisha, in the hood. It's the fucking devil. The self-proclaimed white man that has created these wars.
Yep. So, hey, as I said, to take peace from the earth. So, as the brother beautifully expounded on, what John prophesied, the first woe, the second woe, the third woe, all these things have happened, like the brother said, within the last 100 years, underneath the authority of this devil. All right, so it's how we know that this is Esau the wicked. 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Point is 9.
Hey, real quick, if not, where and who is he?
Exactly.
where is he at? And that's Job was a Jake. Where and who is he? Where he at? If that ain't him, it's it. If it ain't the devil that the Lord has given the earth in possession to, if it ain't him, the nigga that running the earth right now, who is it? That's a rhetorical question. Go ahead though.
Yep, 2 Ezra 6 and 7. It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followed? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, which was prophetic. All right, Esau would have the upper hand. All right, you know, the protagonist and the antagonist. You know, the basis of a movie, of a story. You know, that's the foundation. That's the backbone of a movie. You know.
It's real quick, and specifically Amalek.
Yep. Exactly.
Amalek has said to fuck everybody of Edom. That's what he said. You know, he's not in the scriptures, or you know, he ain't come out, you know, and said it on CNN, but that's what their actions show. Fuck everyone, even my own people. See, at least we went when we was great, we was all great as a nation, right? Under King David, it was great. You know, eventually the split came, but when we were together, we treated each other. We was a nation, right? This nigga comes on top and he abandons his own people. He'll throw them under the bus. He'll kill as many devils it takes to get his point across, to get the Israelites, or to get his new world order, to fill his belly. He'll throw his own people under the bus. Amalek. The worst of the worst. The niggas, the true niggers. And says they wanted to take on, you know, the head tribe of the Israelites, right? They want to call themselves after the head tribe, right? Judah. They want to say they're Jews, or they're going to be the new niggers in the kingdom. Their own, just like niggas are hated by their own their fellow brothers, the Israelites, right? The other tribes, they look down upon Judah. Well, guess what? Since you wanted to be a self-proclaimed Jew, you're going to be looked at as a nigga or nigger in the kingdom of heaven. Your own people going to hate you because you wanted to take on that role. Well, you're gonna have to eat the whole roll. How about that? You damn devils. Hey, we can't wait to get our hands on you Amalekites. All right. And if you know who you are, you know, we ain't got to go into details. You know who you are. Go ahead though.
2 Ezra 6 and 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, and Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world. In this third world's war, that's what's gonna usher in the end of the world, meaning the end of an age. You know,
The war to end all wars. I forgot who said that. Was it? Go ahead, Slacky. Let me find.
I think it was what is it, Einstein? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was. That's what it was. War to end all wars.
Yeah. For Esau is the end of the world. All right. So Esau, through his pride, all right, he believed through his wisdom that, you know, his pride has deceived him. You know, he's created these weapons to end worlds. I have come death to destroy worlds.
Well, look at this. Real quick, this is where the original quote comes from. It actually comes from World War One. This is from H.G. Wells. It says it was a British author that coined the expression "the war that will end war" to describe World War One, which had broken out in Europe in September 1914. So that was, he said that in World War One, and then somebody else said it during World War Two. He said Walter Lippmann, 1967, noted the delusion is that whatever war we are fighting is the war to end war. Well, we're here to tell you, according to biblical prophecy, this is the war to end all wars, World War III. Because what the scriptures say, they no longer gonna need. There's not gonna be a need for weapons anymore. They're gonna, because right now, like Joel, the book of Joel says, they're gonna beat their plowshares into hooks. You know, roughly paraphrasing, and into spears. But in the kingdom, it's gonna be the opposite. The spears and the pruning hooks gonna be turned into things of agriculture. What's to say? The plows and all that. So it's going to be the opposite. Now people are ramping up for war, but in the kingdom of heaven, there will be no need for anyone to even make swords. The blacksmith is going to be a thing of the past. There will be no need for swords. If we want a sword, we'll get a sword. For the Israelites will, you know what I'm saying? We'll have fucking lightsabers. You know, we'll have a Jedi mind tricks for you. We don't need a sword. But then again, that's the Esau's blessing. Not saying that a sword is evil, because there's been swords, from the beginning of time, really, to kill animals and do different things, shave trees, all kind of things. However, Esau's blessing was the sword. That he's the number one nigga on the block with the sword. That's just his blessing. But there ain't gonna be no need for that when the world's in peace. What do you need a sword for? Who are you gonna go stab? There's no reason to stab anybody. The world's gonna be ran in righteousness under the authority of the Prince of Peace.
That's right.
Yep. Yep. Real quick, like the brother said, because according to Ecclesiastes, a time and a season. So the time and the season, the kingdom of Israel under the Israelites, there will be no need for war, because you're going to have, let me get it real fast, Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. All right. And mourning, woes, that's what you get out of war. You get mourning. All right. The mourning. What to say? The brides shall lament because they have no husbands, husbands destroyed in war, So it will be no need for war when the kingdom of heaven, all right, is established on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because war usually comes from this man wanting more land.
Yeah.
He has to take it from another guy. So that's we're gonna be in authority to say, listen, this is your land, that's his land. You come across this fence, then somebody has to get put, according to the law. You steal his cow. Well, there's laws according to that, So everything's gonna be run according to the laws of Yahweh Shai. And the thing is, the heathens are gonna be willing to get on it quick, because like brothers, the people are gonna rejoice once they figure out that this is the way. Like Deuteronomy chapter 4 says, is the wisdom in amongst the nations. This is a wise and understanding people. Why? It's not because of the laws the Lord gave unto us and only us, so that we can actually apply that. Because if you apply the law, man, it's everlasting life. If you're ever going to keep the law 100%, it's everlasting life. You never die. You become immortal if you keep the laws of Yahweh Shemashai. And that's why the Lord only gave it to his own people, the new covenant. But people would say we in the new covenant already, but you living next to the heathen, buying the blunt from them. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's the law is the outcome or the result of the law is justice. Just everything is just.
It's the penal code, right? The penalties. You run the stop sign here in America, or run a red light, speed. What happens? There's a penalty for it. So what makes that's what's bugged out about these Christians. They'll say the law has been done away with. So you're telling me that the Lord is allowing he wants a lawless society. By you saying the law is done away with, you're saying that the Lord wants a lawless society full of confusion. That don't even make sense. But if everything was being run according to the laws of the Most High, everything would be cool. You wouldn't have to worry about your children going to be kidnapped. You wouldn't have to worry about if your woman's going to get fucked at her job, or deal with another man. You wouldn't have to worry about you not getting paid, right? At the end of the day, as it's supposed to be. You wouldn't have to worry about, hopefully this year the crops grow. No, because you would be following the land Sabbath. You wouldn't have to worry about if you're eating fucking real food or not. You wouldn't have to worry about, if your daughter's a whore, because it would be shunned. It would be immediately put out of the city. If like according to our law, if the priest's daughter, you're supposed to burn her. Imagine that. Imagine here in America, you took your daughter out because she was a whore and burned her in front of the whole neighborhood. First of all, you would go to prison, right? They wouldn't even give you a court case. But But if it was, if that was actually lawful, because we're supposed to be a God-fearing country, if that was actually lawful, people would be scared. The women would see that and be like, "No, I don't want to be a whore," because I see that being a whore gets you burned in the middle of the street. Immediately, women would stop becoming whores. If men were men and enforced things that the Heavenly Father has said, because a real man is somebody that serves the Lord. If you're not serving the Lord and you're not even aware of anything that He is pleasing unto Him, you're a little, you're effeminate. You're not living in reality. You're not a man at the end of the day, and that's what the Lord is looking for. The Lord is looking for men, okay, that are willing to stand up boldly, okay, in the face of adversity, in the face of everyone hating you, as this, Yahushua had to do. That's what the Lord has set up, okay. That's what the Lord is not looking for, because they're already ordained, but that's what the Lord has set up. Men that ain't gonna fold in the face of what people think, and it's gonna be tough. The time of persecution is really gonna come here with all these false flags and all these things that are coming, and Esau's trying to present a certain narrative. These things are gonna come, and we have to be able to stand 10 toes down, as they say in the world, right? Stand 10 toes down. Well, we'll see what happens when you get persecuted for the name of the Lord. You get persecuted for what you believe in. The rest of the people, they're gonna fold most likely. They're gonna go in and give in very quickly. We have to be willing to die for the word of the Lord. We have to be willing to die for one another. And if you don't have them characteristics in you, then you better hope the Lord brings it out in these last days. Because if not, then you might not be part of the elect, and not everybody will be. And we've come to grips with that. But one thing for sure is, like we started off with, there's going to be people that's going to go up into the clouds, right? We can get that in Thessalonians, right? With 2 Thessalonians chapter 5. So there's definitely people here that are going to be seen going up to meet the Lord in the air, because the scriptures say their enemies beheld him. So people that talk shit, people that are going to be around us the day of the Lord, there's going to be people talking shit around you, and guess what? They're going to watch you get delivered. They're going to watch you go up and be changed. They're going to see it. These people are going to see it. Because remember, every eye shall see Yahushua when He returns. And guess what? There's going to be deliverance, mainly here in America, but people getting delivered all over the world. But mainly here in America. Just imagine brothers, women, and children getting beamed up. Who knows how it's going to be? You might be going up slow motion, getting changed. Remember the not the what was it, Pokemon, how they would evolve into the next stage, and they would just glow. It would just be like a glowing sensation, and then they once the glowing stopped, they would be in their new form. So hey, who knows? Maybe that's how it's gonna be as we're going up. All they see, like the transfiguration, right? They're gonna see that glow, and then boom, they're gonna see that they're gonna see us as He is. All right, we're gonna appear as He is. And if you don't know what I'm quoting, then maybe you should read your Bible. Go ahead,
Hey, I got something to back you up. And it's the spirit. You mentioned the transfiguration. But when you were getting into it, I was meditating on that. But I got something real quick for you, brother. 2 scriptures: Wisdom of Solomon 5, verse 1 and 2. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. In that's what this word is doing. It's perfecting our faith. It's making us bold. So in that day, the Lord is going to put a bold spirit on His elect men, whoever they are. It says, before the face of such that have afflicted Him and made no account of His labors. When they see it, so to back the brother up, you might be in the midst, who knows how the Lord is going to have this thing go down, but you might be in the midst of everybody who talks shit about you, bro. Okay? Because it's for the magnifying and the glorification of the names of the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son and who He was dealing with.
Yeah, you might be in a concentration camp. You might be in the middle of being tortured. Hella Edomites around you. Either way, it says that they're enemies. So if you're not with us, you're against us. You're an enemy, regardless.
Yeah. And it says when they see it, so that you're going to see brothers get power. You're going to see the glory. You're going to see, all right, that the Lord Yahweh Shai did not have these men go out in vain. You're going to see that what they believed in was actually true. That Yahweh Shai was with them the whole time. Then shall be known who are my chosen. All right. It says they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Yeah, so it's going to be a dreadful fear on you people, because you're going to know the whole time, damn, the Lord was really with him. All right, and then what you call so-called aliens, so-called UFOs, so-called UAPs, those are chariots of Yahweh. Those are angels of the Lord. And the whole time they were watching over us, they were guiding us, they were encamped around about us, they was with us, and they're gonna show themselves, stand for us in the times that we're coming into. Michael the Archangel and so forth and so on, man. Thus said the scriptures. So there's gonna be a terrible dread on you people. All right, it says, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. Because it's gonna be strange to you. To us, it's pure, it's plain, it's plain to the godly. All right, we're not bugged out about the scriptures. We can go into the scriptures and understand exactly what the Lord is talking about, man. You see, but it's going to be strange to you to see so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians get beamed up. The same ones who you cursed out, you talked about, you had conversations about, man. You see, looked down upon, disregarded.
Well, the main thing is the strangeness of our salvation, not who's being saved. Because remember, people are going to look all kinds. It ain't just going to be Blade getting saved. It's going to be all kinds of. It's going to be Chinese looking people getting saved. The point is the strangeness of the salvation, of the deliverance. Because back then when we left Egypt, the chariot was there, but it didn't beam us up into the skies. That's going to be a strange salvation. Nobody's ever seen that. There's only one account, really. 2, 3. I'll say 3 accounts in the scriptures that of men getting beamed up into chariots. And that was only seen by a handful of people. Now it's about to be globally. And it's going to be, again, it's going to be the great multitude. Remember, the 144,000 is a small number compared to the great multitude. Okay, so it's going to be people from all over the world, mainly here in America again. But that's going to be the strangeness of it, because that's some sci-fi, Hollywood type things. Dragon Ball. People think it's fairy tale. Oh, you're going to go into a UFO. You're going to go into a spaceship. Yes, that's exactly what we're telling you. It's already happened. We got scriptures to prove it. But this time it's going to be every eye shall see the return of the Lord, because he's coming with his host. He's coming with great glory and power. And he's going to come zap people, all right? Because remember, he's coming with a host, all right? It's a military that he's coming with. And what is a military? Just like they're going to go to the Middle East with militaries. They're not going over there to shake pom-poms and do backflips like cheerleaders. No, they're going for war. So what do you think the Lord's coming with his host for? He's coming to war, as the scriptures say, right? Michael and his angels against Satan, his angels. Yep. So you go read in 2nd Ezra, 13. Come on, man. This place is finished. Anybody that doesn't agree with this, you're finished. And we don't really care what you think at the end of the day, but just know that the Lord's going to return. You see all these things happening. It's amazing. It blows my mind that people still haven't come to the realization that we are the true men of the Lord. But at the same time, I understand that the Lord has blinded the majority of these people, because it's mind blowing. We've been telling you people this was going to happen. And then people want to come to you and say, did you hear what happened? Come on, man. Don't forget out of here.
Yep. Hey, that's why the scriptures say, and when these things shall come to pass, then shall they know. It is too late. Prophecy. We spoke before these things that happened. The scripture say, go give them warning from me. So we spoke before these things that happen, so you can acknowledge and prepare yourself before the event happened, not while it's happening. It's too late, once these things are taking place, I got to go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. Everybody wants to be a prophet when shit's actually happened. That doesn't make you a prophet. It makes you a fucking Like I could turn on Bay News 9 right now. There's gonna be a nigga in the middle of a hurricane talking about here live on scene. Listen, we weren't live on scene. We were there. We told you it was gonna be happening before there was somebody live on scene.
Exactly.
That don't make you a prophet. That just makes you somebody that just regurgitating something.
Yeah.
You're stating the obvious at that point.
Yeah, it's like you're not a man. Death to you, all you false prophets, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because the scriptures say the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself.
How you gonna hide from something that's happening right there and then?
Exactly.
That nigga got a gun to your face, but you want to hide under the counter like he don't see you. Come on, man. It's too late. You should have saw him before he walked into the building. And that's like brother quoted, a prudent man foresees the evil. So Jake looking, oh shit, somebody about to run up in the building with a gun. So he went in the back room, but everybody else was just lolly dolly, and that's what's about to happen to all you people, man. We seen the gunman coming in from outside. You got the glass windows in the front of the building. We seen that nigga getting the AK out the car, and we went to hide. We say, hey, nigga got a gun. Nobody wanted to listen though. They was like, whatever, nigga. You've been saying that. All right, cool. But look, who's gonna get saved? The man that hit himself, or the dumbasses that didn't take heed? Come on. The Lord's gonna make it very evident, like the brother quoted. Then shall they know a prophet was among them, because he might not be among you no more. Remember, the scripture say, "Then they shall realize the prophet has been among them." Don't mean he gonna be among you anymore. So that's a fearful thing, because now you can't even inquire of the Lord anymore. You won't even. There ain't gonna be no YouTube. Ain't gonna be no little comment boards, and it's things about to get tough, man. That's all I gotta say. Go ahead, though.
I got something to back you up. St. Luke 17:26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man.
Yep. And if I may add, you still got definitely down here in Florida, man. Everybody gonna fucking move to Florida.
Yeah.
Down south, they building all Issachar. You got Issachar, the Northern Kingdom, building all type of subdivisions. Even where I live at, man. Years ago, just on the way going to that brother's house, it used to be all grassland out there.
Yeah. Cows, woods.
Exactly, man. Now they building fucking shopping centers, food stores,
Chick-fil-A's.
That shit wasn't there 3-4 years ago. So they building. They still building. And you would think, I remember somebody in the world told me, like, yeah, you thinking the world won't end, but shit, they still building buildings and all this shit. It's like he used that as example. Like, look, the world ain't. They still building, but the scriptures say it shall be a normal day. People shopping. Marrying, and the Lord said, because it's gonna be a normal day, business as usual.
Yeah, and that's really talking about America, man.
Exactly.
People got to understand, the face of great judgment is America. The end of the Bible is talking about America. This is the last kingdom that's gonna rule the earth. People haven't failed to realize that. You don't know, now you know. This is talking to the majority of these things is talking about America, man. People gonna be, because people in Syria is not gonna be going to the movies when the Lord returns. They're gonna be in the midst of war. All right, people in Gaza Strip, the people in Lebanon, Yemen, they're not gonna be chilling like you Americans will be. You Americans, you even to the end, you still gonna have some kind of luxuries compared to the rest of the world. Because it's gonna be chaos and death and destruction. Don't get us wrong, but there's gonna be safe zones, safe cities. People. Somebody got to take the chip, and somebody got to use it. Somebody, when them chariots show up, there's gonna be a nigga paying with his chip. There's gonna be a nigga at the register with his chip when the chariots show up. And then and when the chariots show up, it's only, you only got a couple, out. You got minutes left. Let's say that you got minutes left when the Lord shows up. When the Lord shows up with his host, you got minutes left. Okay. So, and when we see the Lord show, oh boy, those are gonna be the best minutes of our life on this side. That shit.
Yep.
That's right.
You know, the sun gonna be out. You know.
Yep. Birds chirping,
Yeah, bird.
chipmunks fucking.
Not a cloud in the sky. Just
Yeah.
beautiful.
In
America,
and that makes sense because the Lord's gonna come with his clouds, so it's gonna be clear sky, clear skies worldwide, and then the real clouds show up and block out the sun in the midst of World War III. So we got, man, it's gonna be a very interesting finale to this movie. Because remember, when the Lord shows up, the nations somehow got to convene together, come together, and then fight the Lord. They're gonna have to make a treaty. So the Lord might just show up and they just chilling, don't attack, because of somehow, some way they're gonna come together, So we'll see how it plays out. But this is gonna be a very interesting thing for us to watch because we're gonna know what's going on. People are gonna be bugged the fuck out. They're gonna see UFOs and World War III and all kind of death and destruction everywhere. They're not gonna know what the hell is going on. We're gonna know exactly what's going on. And we'll be happy. We'll be rejoicing. And we'll have a full stomach while niggas are starving to death. And if you're not in that position, guess what? The Lord still got you. And if you can't see that, then maybe you deserve to die if you can't see that. Whatever position you find yourself in, the Lord got you. Just hold fast to the word that you have been taught. Keep the faith. And whatever situation you find yourself in, the Lord can deliver you from it. Do you believe that, though? That's what it's going to come down to. While people are starving to death. Listen, it's time for Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai to make his name known. And how is he going to do that? Through the men that are going to be glorifying his name. They're going to be praising his name. All these miracles are going to be being done. Listen, the book of Acts has nothing. It ain't going to touch what Acts 2.0 is going to be going down. You know what I'm saying? Acts 2.0 is going to be great, and it's going to lead up to the return of the Lord. The Lord has to give us, he has to intervene. There's no way we're going to survive without him. There's no way we're going to survive without spiritual powers. Not everybody needs spiritual powers, just the elect, the 144, the 144,000. They're the ones that need the powers. Listen, a 1/3, they're going to be saved, as the scriptures say, but do they necessarily need spiritual powers? Not really, because they'll be following the men of the Lord that have been teaching already. I'm speaking as a man, of course. I'm just putting that situations out there because the Lord is about to use his men to show his power. And then when he sends his only begotten son, Yahweh back, oh man, that's going to be a day of rejoicing for the elect because, man, oh man, I remember we talked about this years ago. When you see the sky full of chariots, what else is there to do but drop to your knees and praise Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? Because you know what happened. What's going to happen shortly after that? If the chariots show up, you know what's coming after that. And it ain't somebody to come pat you on the back. As far as the rest of the people that are going to be burned up and destroyed. What happens after that is nuclear destruction in America. We'll have someone to not pat us on the back, but call us up to meet him in the air. So you still holding that?
Yeah.
See how I brought that around now? That's the spirit of the Lord.
This is beautiful, brother. 1 Thessalonians 4 in verse 15. Yeah, verse 15. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep.
If we're alive and remain, like Mark 13:13 say, we shall be hated by all men, right? Roughly paraphrasing, but he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. So we're gonna be the first thing on that scripture say we're gonna be hated. First and foremost, you need to understand you're gonna be hated. If you don't want to be hated, this probably ain't for you. If you don't want to be hated for the Lord, you know, what we gonna do for you? But you have to endure after being hated, after being persecuted. Go ahead.
Yep. Verse 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Mashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
You got it.
Come, hey. So the dead raising up first. 1 Corinthians 15 and 23. Every man in their order. Okay, and those that are alive. All right, we're going to meet the Lord in the air. And Job here is back today, wherever he's at, waiting on his reward. Okay, he said, "I know my Redeemer liveth, and he shall stand in the latter day." All right, King David said he shall be when he's changed into the likeness. So how much more the rest of the 144,000, the men here pushing the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Okay, and the rest of the elect, man. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, behold, I'll show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed. Okay, and that's victory, man. Okay. And last scripture, verse 18. Wherefore comfort one another with these words, and that's the true comforter, the Klakodash, that it's already done through Yahushua. Okay, there's going to be men who the Lord is going to put the Spirit on to be within these last days, and it's going to be nothing that can stop them. They're going to be juggling up there. You see, miracles is going to happen. All right, the elect is going to. Scripture saying Psalms 110, "Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power." All right, the Lord is going to have recognition, as it is written in Zephaniah, praise and fame. All right, so the reverence is coming to the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in these last days, man. You know, through Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, all the praise is going to go to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. People are going to try to praise us and try to put us on a pedestal, but like Peter and John said in the book of Acts, they said, I think it's Acts chapter 3 or 4. I think it's 3, but it say, why are you looking at, rough paraphrase, why are you looking at us like we did something of our own power? Right. After they healed I think it was the lame man, right? That was sitting at the gate of Yapa, or beautiful, they were like, what because remember he started leaping and he clicking his heels together, people were like, oh shit. So they try to worship them. Just the same thing with Paul and Barnabas, Jupiter and Mercurius. They're gonna try to do that, but the men of the Lord's will be those men. We're not gonna allow that. You're not finna give us credit for nothing.
Right.
As we have examples in the scriptures, we doing this through the power of Yahweh Shem outside. Point blank, period.
That's right.
And that's gonna make a lot of people believe on Yahweh Shem outside. That's our jobs, man. We're out here for a reason, man. We're out here for a reason, and it ain't just a fucking patty cake and debate amongst other Israelites, man. We're here to prove who Yahweh Shem Yahushai is, man. Our job is to push forth his business. It's like you go to a new city and you're trying to spread your father's business, and they ain't never heard of your father's business. Then you got to let them know who your father is. You know what I'm saying? You got to let them know the credentials of your father. Go ahead, though. You brothers got anything else?
Real quick, just that word, those that who remain, simply means to survive, man. All right. So, yep. It says online etymology, to outlive, continue in existence after the death of another. So basically, you outlive the rest of everybody else. That tribulation that's gonna kill a lot of people, man.
Yeah, I wish I said it. There be some standing here that shall not taste of death.
Yep. So you got men that's going to outlive a lot of people. 1,000 shall fall at that right side. Roughly paraphrasing 10,011, but it shall not come nigh you. Mm-hmm. So you got men that's going to outlive
Yep.
Majority of these people, you know.
Mm-hmm. And this is the beginning of forever. You know, you got the Disney movies, the fairy tales or whatever. I'm not sure if it's just Disney specifically, but the fairy tales in general, they always at the end of them, at the end of it, at the end of it, they always say for how they go forever after, right? Happily ever after. That's what it said. Happily ever after. Well, guess what? The happily ever after begins with the first fruits
That's right.
of the kingdom of heaven, the ones that were given unto Yahushua. Not everyone's gonna be able to do that or go through that. And even listen, it begins with the 144, then it trickles down to the great multitude, of course. But even they won't be able to say the same things the 144 do, because they didn't go through it. They didn't. As we speak now, there's people of the great multitude that just living their lives, no clueless as hell. But one day they're gonna run across the man of the Lord. We gave up our lives. That's why we're gonna have a great honor. Lord's will we those men. It's gonna be we're gonna be held in such great standard, you know, a great honor under Yahweh, well, Yahweh Shai, of course, but it's because we're gonna be able to live through this. We forsook all. We went through Jacob's trouble, and then the rest of the great multitude came, right? And then we survived it. So let's say 10,000 years into the kingdom of heaven, we'll be able to tell people what it was like to live in America. Nobody else will be able to tell you that because the rest of the Israelites are going to be born in the kingdom. You know, but the great multitude, they'll be able to say it as well, but they won't be able to say, yeah, we forsook all, you know, and gave it up all. You know, we lived mediocre lives. Man, there's people that are going to be saved today still living the bullshit lives right now as we speak. I'm not saying they're part of the 144, but it might be a woman out there shaking ass as we speak. She might be part of the great multitude. You know, just being realistic. Bitch out there, some bitch out there shaking ass as we speak at 9:45, October 26th. As we doing this video, she out there shaking ass and she's still gonna be saved. But that's because she's already been predestinated. And the same thing with men. There's men out there that's bugged the fuck out and still going to be saved. I'm not saying they're prophets of the Lord. They're not servants of the Lord. Again, the 144,000, that's a different tax bracket, as they say here in America, right? Tax brackets. Well, listen, the 144 is the highest tax bracket, all right, under the person that you pay their taxes to, which is Yahweh Shai, if that makes sense to you. But that's why we can't be hasty either, man. You know, remember Yahweh Shai, man. There was a lot of bug outs that would try to get at him, and he would have compassion on them, even though everybody was like, "Yo, get the fuck on." You know, his disciples would try to shun him away, you know, or the people that was following him, they would try to, you know, push them back. But the Lord would say, "Hey, man, bring him here," you know, bring him here, and then a lot of those people would be healed instantly. You know, the Lord would tell them, "Your faith has made thee whole. Go and sin no more." But nonetheless, you know, I just wanted to say that, you know, to say that the Lord is setting us up to do great things in these last days. He's gonna have us be the leaders on this in the flesh. Yahweh is not here physically in the flesh. He's working through Lord's will, we those men. He's working through us, you know, beginning with the elder apostles on down, of course. The Lord is dealing greatly through the men that you've been seeing out there on the highways and byways, and it's going to be made very manifest. All right, it's about to be made manifest to an undeniable point where the Lord's going to have us doing miracles. Lord Yahweh Shai said we're going to do the same thing He did and greater. And the things He did can even be contained in all the books on the earth. But go ahead, brother. Anything else y'all want to end off on?
Beautiful.
Say that again, up.
I said beautiful.
Oh,
beautiful, brother. Yeah.
Hey, you close up.
Hey, Con, Lord's will edify to the elect. You know, the elect is written to overcome. you know, and Lord's will we just partake in being able to continue in existence, you know, and outlive you people to be a part of this great, this great ending of the script, man, you know, from heaven, like, you know. What I'm saying, like, have the best part in the movie of Yahweh Shemi Shai, all right, to be the antagonist, all right, I'm sorry, the protagonist, the protagonist, all right, which is what, to overcome, all right, so Lord's will, you know, this is edifying to the elect, you know, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Dash, give honors to the head apostles, there was a great millstone that taught us his truth, and do what well brought the thumb. Peace, love, and salutations to the Zaquanian wa Achim, the elders and brothers standing stiffly for the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, truth, and sincerity. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.